Well, g'day, folks. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Nice to see you. Well, it is Hump Day, yes. And being Hump Day, yes, it's right in the middle of the week. Guess what? Well, we've had 2 days to the start of the week. So now that we've done Hump Day, we've got 2 days to go to the end of the week. Yes, weekend, here we come. All right, okay, enough of the stupidity. Well, folks, it's a fantastic evening for us. It's been a great day. We've had 25 degrees C. We're currently sitting on 16 degrees C. And we've had a bit of rain today. So, yes, we need to just make sure that we stay dry. And yeah, well, we've had a great day. Now, good news, we've had some ships floating around the country. And I'm going to go through the different ports at the little later on in the day to let you know who's who and where's where and what's going on and all that sort of stuff. So, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Mm, yeah, no, it's not water. It is tonic water mixed with something else in there, but I'm not going to tell you what. I'll let you figure it out. So, g'day, Joe, and yes, mate, you are foisting the queue, absolutely foist. And so you and I will be able to set the tone for the rest of the day. So here we go. Welcome to Hump Day. What plans do you have for cruising to be able to cruise? Now, Joe, do me a favor. In the chat, in the Down Under Cruises chat, if you can just type in lowercase hashtag DUC. Yeah, it is actually. I think you know him personally. His name might be Gordon. Yeah, I've had better, but Gordon will have to do for the moment. That's it, and hopefully it should do what I wanted to do, which is very shortly. Maybe you just need to do it one more time just to wake up Nightbot. But Nightbot should come in with a, unless I haven't set Nightbot up properly. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, I've got it set up. So it should actually be doing something, and it should be throwing out there. Yep. Yep. Okay. So Stream Elements is busy doing its bit, but Nightbot should be coming up, and Nightbot should be giving us the what I've asked it to do, which is give the all the channel details. But hey, what can I say? So yes, we've got cruises coming up, and the good news is those cruises are right now traveling around the country doing some amazing things. I'll get into some of that shortly. Let me just see if I can go ahead and wake this one up. Submit and start. Get into it. All right. All right. So, yeah, I'm giving it time. Nightbot is a little bit on the quiet side. Anyway, so what I'll do now is just let's have a look at what's going on in Melbourne, because Melbourne is one of those ports that does interesting stuff. So here we go. What's in Melbourne today? Today was the 13th. So we had Sydney Wonder come on in. That sailed out at 5 o'clock. On Friday, we've got the Pacific Explorer, and then on Saturday, we've got the Diamond Princess. Then the Disney Wonder is back in Melbourne on the 17th, which is Sunday. So that's shipping to date, and we'll see how we go. It's only us at the moment. Yep. Well, I'm waiting on some of the Aussies to pop in as well. In actual fact, there's 6 in the chat. Well, good day, Amy. Welcome aboard. How are you? Nice to see you. Hey, Amy, can you do something for me? Do what Joe just did, and that is type in that. If you type that in, then hopefully it should do what I wanted to do, which is bring up your link. So there we go. Okay, so currently, as I said, we've just emptied our port of Disney Wonder. That'll be back in on Sunday. And Pacific Explorer comes in on Friday. Amy, you guys are cruising not too far away. It's not this week, but it's next week, isn't it? There we go. Amy's on HH4C. Amy, come across to the Down Under Cruises. Well, wait a minute, it might work there too. But come into the Down Under Cruises chat and see what happens. G'day, Pete. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. What's with the rain? Yeah, mate. You know what? We need the rain. We need the rain. But you're right. What's with it? Even though it was 25 degrees today, so it was a nice day. G'day, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Jonesy, I just saw your drive down to Penguin. Interesting name for a town, Penguin. 2 days. So you guys sail out on Friday or Saturday? Joe's giving it a go again. Friday you cruise. So there you go. So what are we cruising in on Friday? Friday we've got Pacific. You're on the Explorer. Very nice. Yes, that was the one you wanted us to come with you on, right? Yeah, very nice. But unfortunately, we can't. Joe is saying you can tell that lot to get into the chat. I feel so alone in here. Well, they'll come across. Hey, guys, come across to the Down Under Cruises. Joe is feeling very alone. Hang on, let me just check. Where is he? Yes, he is. He's all by his little Todd, all by his lonesome. All right. Yes, that's the one. So I was riding on the ship. Okay, Jonesy is saying Penguin was named that because of the obvious. Was he in Batman and Robin? They are. Okay. All right. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on in Sydney. What ships came in today? So today they had the Ovation of the Seas at the Overseas Passenger Terminal. Tomorrow the Carnival Splendor comes on into Sydney Port at Overseas Passenger Terminal. And then on Friday the Pacific Adventure goes on in at the Overseas Passenger Terminal. Saturday, they're going to have the Royal Princess, and Sunday is the Queen Elizabeth, as well as the Westerdam. Now, the Westerdam is going to be at White Bay, and Queen Elizabeth is going to be at the Overseas Passenger Terminal. So that's what's happening Sydney side. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for those people. Sydney is right now our biggest cruising port. Brizzy is very quickly catching up, but it's not quite there yet. They didn't have anybody coming today into Brisbane. Their next ship is going to be on Saturday, which will be the Pacific Encounter. Then on Sunday, the Carnival Luminosa heads in, and then on Tuesday, they will have Queen Elizabeth, and then the Westerdam on Wednesday next week. So that's cruising around Australia for the moment. So that's giving everybody a heads up of what's going on. G'day, Boomer. How are you? Hi to bed, Sean. Are you going to bed, or are you trying to tell me to go to bed? Well, the point is this, Boomer. Tell Lance that it's only 2011 hours here. It's not 2023 and 11, right? It's 20 hours here. So that's 11 minutes past 8, not 11 minutes past 11. So be nice. But it's nice to have you in here. It's been a while since you've come on in. Um, Joe is saying had to life when he was in Sydney back in June. The Pacific Adventure was at the overseas passenger terminal. His sister and her husband took a cruise up to Cairns on the Pacific Adventure and back then. Wow, that was cool. G'day, Denise. Hello. Hello, Denise. Denise. Hello. All right. Denise, did you enjoy your cruise? It's been at least a couple of weeks since I spoke to you. How was your cruise? Did you have fun? Fun in the sun? Jonesy is saying we just had more humpback whales out the front splashing around. It's relaxing just watching them. How far offshore? And if you can see them with a naked eye rather than using binoculars or a telescope. So, how far off the shore were they? Denise, her cruise was great. That's awesome. You caught up with everybody you needed to catch up with, and you had lots of fun, I'm hoping. How did Dwayne handle it? By the way, Denise, how did you manage sleeping at night? Because you're just about to finish a shift, aren't you? You're at what, 3 a.m.? You've got 3 hours to go, is that right? They were next to the seawall. Oh, Jonesy, that is cool. Being next to the seawall is great. I know you're home, but my question, you're not working today. Okay, that's cool. But my question was, on the cruise, how did you feel sleeping at night? Because everybody else was in bed asleep. You can't sleep. I figured as much. And I'm imagining you would be exactly the same on the cruise. You'd be out there, either the casino or going off to the pizza joint or looking for some other entertainment while everybody was sleeping. No, you actually slept well. Oh my goodness me. How could I get that so wrong? Oh well, it is what it is. Ah, the ship was rocking you to sleep. Hey, but you know that whenever we usually have a sign outside whenever we have our vehicles going along, like our utility vehicles and all that, or our RVs, whatever. We say that if it's rocking, don't bother knocking. So, I mean, we would have said the same thing about the ship, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a bit below the belt. Nope. You're an early bird. Oh, so you just got up in bed by 9 or 10. Oh, that's cool. You never know. I might be. So it depends on the day. Some days I'm in bed by 8:30, depending on how tired I am. Other days I could be in bed by 1 o'clock in the morning. So it all depends on how tired I am. Um, okay, so we've spoken about all the ships that are moving around, and some of the good news is that, well, I'm talking with the famous Amy and the even more famous Peter, with all those Carnival Australia ads that they've been doing. Cruising is actually picking up. We're in our cruising season. The good news is Carnival is now going to be hanging around year round, because what Carnival were doing was shipping, excuse the pun, but some of their ships were heading off back to the other side of the world for the Alaska season and so forth. So there we go. Joe, I need to apologize to everyone. You were all over here and you couldn't see the messages as you had not set your messages to see all messages. Hope mate, we all understand. We get it. All right, Nightbot's just woken up. We'd like to thank you all for those who donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to give so that we can have more recipients joining us on our next cruise. Peter's saying bittersweet sailing on Explorer. She has 3 more months before she leaves the fleet. Yep. Give it a go, Joe. See what happens. Well, Amy, yes, you are famous. I mean, seriously, you're on every advert that Carnival Australia has just recently put out. So Why shouldn't you be famous? I mean, you're more famous than Pete because Pete doesn't go and do all the dancing around the ships like you do. Can't keep a good woman down. You know what I mean. Joe saying everyone was here the whole time. Amy is saying it's nice to have the ships back for now. Yes, and we need more of them. Travel off book. G'day, welcome aboard. Nice to see you here. That's not another Jonesy channel, is it? If it's your first time in, because I haven't seen this name before, welcome aboard. Nice to have you on. How's you? Me is fine. How is you? Joe is saying, can I please have your autograph? Yeah, she's worldwide. I'd try to stop me from dancing. No, I won't stop you from dancing. That's your life, right? Travel off book, thanks. Okay. Amy is saying that'll cost you, Joe. It's not Jonesy. Okay, so that's somebody new. Welcome aboard. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and how you like to cruise or how you like to travel. Okay, so we've got a bucket load of cruises coming up. What we are trying to get people to do is more and more get involved in the Australian cruising scene, because I mean there's some fantastic cruises coming up fairly shortly. Ilana and I were busy looking for a possible group cruise that we could do around about January, February, late January, early February, where we can get people on board, get us to be doing some cruising from either Melbourne, Sydney or Brisbane round to the South Pacific, etc. Peter's saying there's an MSC ship coming to Melbourne next year. Yeah, that's on a world cruise. I think it's the Magnifica is coming down under, and I think that's only going to be here for like 1 or 2 stops, and that's it. It's basically on a world cruise. Joe is saying to Amy, you have to get your people in touch with my people. You realize that my people will have to be in touch with both your people, because my people will be asking for a bit of a what do we say? A bit of under the table stuff. All funds, as you know, will be going straight to Helping Hands for Cruising. So what can I say? So what we've got coming up is Ilana and I were looking at possibly there is a Carnival cruise that's doing the South Pacific, but it's going to do it in like 8 days. We were looking at a Princess cruise that was going for 14 days, but I think if we look at the Princess cruise, it's going to be a little bit dearer. So we're going to be looking at Carnival, so everybody can get a look in, everybody can get some fun. Amy's having a bit of a giggle at the fact that she is a celebrity amongst our midst. Now, if we had Ali and John, is it Ali and John? And Matt and Deb in there would be some added, Matt and Deb, there'd be some added celebrities in there as well. So there you go. So one of the cruises that we're using as a bucket list cruise is this cruise over here. I'm going to bring that one up, let you guys have a look at it.
Have you been dreaming of an Alaskan cruise? Or maybe you've taken one before and you just can't wait to go again. If so, the Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise is just the cruise for you. June 15th through June 22nd, 2025, you will set sail on the magnificent Norwegian Encore. This amazing group cruise will take you to Juneau, Skagway, a majestic cruise through Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, a stop in Victoria, British Columbia before arriving back in Seattle. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com today to find out how you can be a part of this fantastic group cruise to Alaska. This is one you definitely don't want to miss.
Yep, that would be an amazing cruise if you think about it. Now, one thing that a couple of people have done is they've actually gone. I think it was Bill from Warm Strong Adventures did the cruise from Brisbane on the Luminosa. It went from Brisbane up through to Seattle, so it did the Trans-Pacific, and then when it got into Seattle, they then did a back to back, and that back to back went up to Alaska. So that would have been an incredible trip, going Brisbane all the way through the South Pacific up through to Hawaii and then on to Seattle. And then finally from Seattle going up to Alaska and then back down to Seattle. That would have been an amazing cruise. But yeah, it was exciting to read about that one. So really, what Ilana and I are looking at doing is if the lottery is good enough for us tomorrow night, we would be booking on that cruise. That would be a great cruise to go on, because Alaska is a bucket list for us. But then also, more importantly, we're looking at the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, which is coming up, and that one we're definitely going on. As well as looking at cruises that are going around Oz. So it could be on any one of the cruise ships that are going around. But I think we would be looking more likely at one of the Carnival cruises for January. It's be around about January, February 27. So right now we're trying to get some interest. So if you're interested, just put it in the chat and let us know. We've already got a couple out of the U.S., Mountain to Sea. They're interested in looking at that. We're looking at anybody else out there that might be interested in coming on board with us. So that would be an amazing cruise to come on, because basically, I believe the ship is going to be docked at the overseas passenger terminal. It'll pull out of Sydney, hopefully pull out of Sydney, go underneath the harbour bridge as a reverse, and then go straight out through the heads, Sydney Heads. So that would be an amazing cruise to go on. And we want to get as many people coming across as possible. Now, I know that one person is looking at coming across purely as a come and visit us down under, might be doing a cruise after that, but is limited in time. And so I'm saying to anybody who's coming from the US, give yourself some time. I mean, whenever we go over to the US, and we've been there once, we're going there for the second cruise. Whenever anybody goes across to the US, you need to have some time. Jonesy, it's going to be around, it's going to be January 27, somewhere around that time frame, as in 2027. So we're giving ourselves at least like almost 600 days. Joe is saying, leave it with me. You're going to have to twist my arm on this one. Joe, if I have to come up to Dubbo to fetch you, I will be more than just twisting your arm. You would absolutely love being on a cruise, and it would be absolutely fun. You won't know yourself. Yep, it's 2027. That's what we're looking at. Nightbody is saying, we'd like to thank all of you who donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to give so that we can have more recipients joining us on our next cruise. Hey, Joe, try that duck again. See if it works. If not, I have to check why it didn't work. Okay, so that's the Alaska cruise. I don't know if any of you on our side of the pond get a hold of, and it is all, I don't know, there are a couple, but we get a hold of a cruise company that we deal with. It's called, oh God, I can't remember. At any rate, we get one of their magazines, and they've got a whole lot of ships on board there that are coming in. Apparently, there are a couple of new cruise lines that are coming in as well. So we'll see what happens. Pete is saying we could potentially make that work. South Pacific Carnival with the whole craze. Oh, you know what? That'd be freaking awesome. About freaking time you two joined Ilana and I on a cruise. Joe is saying, as he has previously stated to me, he does have a cruise. A cruise on a coach. A trip to Tasmania in 26. That's all right. So, it's not going to cost you that much. Yep. And no go. It is. Well, you never know. Well, yeah, it has. It has broken. I'll have to have a look why. Stream Elements, we'd like to thank all of you who donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to do so that we can have more recipients. Okay, so we're getting hit by Stream Elements and Nightbot into Helping Hands for Cruising. And just a little bit of news about that for the moment. We currently are being set up with, we've got our 501c3 in the U.S., so it's a registered charity in the U.S. We've currently got our accountants working on Helping Hands Down Under, and we'll see how that goes. Amy is saying they invited us, mate, and we turned them down to join them on the cruise. Amy, you invited us when we had like 5 seconds to go. The other thing is, my bank manager and I do not have that good a relationship. Even though you are just saying we do not have that good relationship where he will just throw bucks at us so that we can cruise with this famous lady, Amy. I mean, seriously, if you don't know Amy by now, you definitely have to get on and look at the Cruise Crazed fam. Seriously, Amy steals the limelight. I will say Pete's smile certainly helps out, but, well, truthfully known, Pete does not spend a lot of time in front of the camera. It's all Amy in front of the camera. So, yes, Amy is the famous one. So there you go. Yeah. I'm only kidding, Amy. I'm only kidding. And don't get upset with me, Pete. You know I mean it deep down inside where I live. Yep, okay. All right, I'm sorry. Okay, I won't do it again. All right, okay, I won't do it again, I promise. Oh, jeez. All right. Okay, so now this is a really big one, and I have to get it set up. Yeah. It's going to be an amazing cruise, that one. I mean, there's just going to be a whole host of people that are going to be on board. We've currently got, out of the total of, well, currently got 63 cabins sold. So there are 77 to go. So we're certainly looking forward to having an extremely great cruise for that one. Now, Joe is saying that Amy hogs the limelight. And she's also said, you'll get sick of this face. Amy, let me just clarify one thing for you, young lady. Have you ever tried waking up with this face? I rest my case. Yep, Joe. Okay. All right. So, um, you know what? Couple of things that I'm going to ask you to do, folks, over time is one thing, go in and have a look at the Helping Hands, the number 4 cruising.org website. Check out everything about Helping Hands and the cruises that are coming up. Also, have a look at, now this is a work in progress right now, but the DOWNUNDERcruises.com. Have a look at that. I know that some of you will have some ideas of what I need to do to change some things, but that particular website currently is sitting in, well, we're trying to make it better, update it, and make it look good. So there we go. So that's what's happening in the two websites. More importantly, check out the YouTube channels in both cases, because here we go. If we can get Helping Hands for Cruising being self-sufficient, that would be absolutely amazing. And the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise is going to help with that, because when you guys join on board, you go in and have a look. There's Joe with the Helping Hands for Cruising website. Thank you, mate. When you guys go on board and you have a look at the Helping Hands for Cruising website, you'll actually get to look at the YouTube channel, and also get on the cruise. And when you get onto the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, when you book your time on the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, the good news is some of that booking is a tax deduction. As a result, some of that monies goes ahead to Helping Hands for Cruising. So right now we're at a point where we can put 3 recipients on board a cruise ship. With the Helping Hands, with the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, we will then be able to get enough money to get at least 2 to 3 people on every month on a cruise. And that's really a big goal of ours. So that'll be quite awesome. This is the Down Under Cruises website. Have a look at it, check it out. Correct me if I'm wrong. Joe has put it in 2 sites, so that's good. Peter is saying, I'll be a landscaper turned videographer by the end of this experience, Sean. Yeah, we know that. Well, here's the point, Pete. Are you going to stay on as a landscaper, or will you be the multi-billionaire that videographing? Yeah, okay, shut up, Sean. Seriously. Hey, it's all an experience. Enjoy the experience. Get on and do get your channels up and running. I mean, Cruise Craze Fam has done amazing things, and they've jumped way past our channel here because they're doing things that we're not doing. Similarly, we're doing things that they're not doing, as in we're doing live streams. Most of our stuff is live streams, whereas Amy and Pete put together some great video that's very helpful, and we can certainly all learn from each other. So this is the awesome stuff about working together and collaborating. And the more people we get to collaborate, the better. And if we can get those people on board a cruise, even more so. So that's my 2 cents worth. We don't actually have 2 cents. Our smallest currency is 5 cents. But anyway, there we go. Okay. We do the best we possibly can. Okay. let's see what else is coming up. So, just want to have another look. The ships that are coming out of Melbourne. I'm just looking at the. I'm not going to go through it and set it up, but I'm just looking at what the ships are that have been in, and if we've been on any of them. Pete, what's the itinerary we're looking at for South Pacific? So what we were looking at is going out of Sydney. The ship would then go up to New Caledonia and leave in Vanuatu. It will not be making Fiji. For some reason, Carnival don't like going to Fiji. But if we went on the Princess, we would be actually going through Suva and one other port in Fiji. And Fiji, and it is a slightly longer cruise, but the good news is Ilana was actually living in Fiji for a while. She grew up in Fiji. So for her, it's kind of like a trip home. So those are the ports we're looking at. So Namia, Namia, Vanuatu. So yeah, that's those ports around there. So we're looking at Mystery Island. What else? Sometimes the cruise goes to Vila. Yeah, I know Fiji is further, but it is also it's a trip down memory lane for Ilana. So that's what she looks at. So currently the itinerary we're looking at is about 8 to 10 days. Otherwise, we would be looking at what we normally do is 12 to 15, which would take in Fiji. Some of the P&Os soon to be Carnival go there. Yeah, they do, but they won't be P&O at that particular point. They will be Carnival. So just not that after. Well, it'd be interesting to see if we're lucky enough to go on the what will then be the Carnival Adventure. That will actually be us going back on the old Golden Princess, which was our first cruise. So that would be an amazing cruise. And we'll see what happens. We're watching for the itineraries, see what happens. Nothing in concrete as yet, but the minute it is in concrete, we'll put it up and we'll let you guys know. Yeah, Jonesy, it does sound good. Again, it's a discussion Yolanda and I are having. So the more we get on board there, the merrier. Amy was looking at Fiji on the Splendor in 26. Yeah, well, we're looking at trying to get Fiji in as well. So we're constantly looking, whether it be the Splendor or whether it's the Adventure, or we like the Adventure because that brings us back on our old ship. But anyway, we'll see. Okay, so as I was saying, Disney Wonder was in today. The Explorer is coming in on Friday, and we'll actually see if we can get down to the port to wave Amy and Peter off. Actually, no, I can't because I'm doing a course in the morning. Well, you never know. What time's the ship leave? Let me see. The Explorer sails out at 1600. So you never know. We might be able to catch up for a coffee. Unless you guys get on board the ship really early and then we're stuck. So there we go. But at the end of the day, as I say, we're definitely so looking forward to something in 2027, going out of either Melbourne or Sydney, maybe Brizzy, at a push Brizzy. Maybe we can get Ali and I never remember his name, from Queensland. Maybe we can cruise with them. Maybe we can get Matt and Deb to join us as well. You know, there'd be a whole host of things we can organise. Jonesy is saying that his brother has a Fijian wife and a house over there, and a young son, but lives in Sydney for about 9 months a year. You know what? Fiji is awesome, but Ilana does not. Does not. She says it has changed since she was there. I don't drink lift, but I know what you mean. I've actually got a course on that starts at 8:30, and we'll finish at about 2. So you guys need to be there anyway. Joe's out of here, needs sleep, mate. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for helping out and doing your usual moderator stuff. You are awesome, and I really appreciate the things that you do. Thank you, mate. Yeah, so let me see how things pan out. I know that you guys want to get in there as early as possible, because the sooner you guys get on the ship, the sooner the kids are taken care of. But I am doing a working at heights course, unless Pete wants to come along, because there are some gardens that are actually hanging, so you can't work on a ladder anymore. You've got to have a working at heights ticket to work on a ladder. So there you go. Don't laugh at me, Amy. I will do the best I possibly can, but there we go. But you will do a live stream from the ship, please. I'm not asking you, I'm instructing you, because if you do it live, we can see what it's like on board ship, and hopefully the weather is absolutely awesome, and you can show the world what it's like leaving Melbourne Port and heading out off Station Pier and heading straight out of the Heads. Amy's saying we don't have a boarding time till 2. She was very slow with the check-in. Well, I can't tell you at the last minute. You best organise. But if things work, yep. Working at heights, not for you, yep. Well, Jonesy, we strap you in real good. Amy is saying she'll try to, and was joking about the lift. My dad's trying to give us a lift. Amy, I would be 1,000% honest with you. If I was not working, you would definitely be in the back of the car. We would be giving you guys a lift, and we'd be waving you off, and we'd be standing there and watching the ship go out. So that's us. But unfortunately, not this time. As much as we'd love to, not this time. Okay, now, interesting to note why Brizzy has slowed down with their ships going in there. Amy is saying, I'm usually organised, but I've had too much happening and my organisational skills have slipped. It's not only your organisational skills that have slipped, young lady, let me tell you. No, I was just joking. No, that switch on, wish you could have come. Hey, I'm just being honest. We had a real great time with you guys. Had an absolute ball. We learned heaps. We joked around. The kids were awesome, and we both Ilana and I said, we could do that again anytime. And by the way, remember the first time you came on the chat with us? We were going to do a 1 week, a month, or something like that, where we were going to talk Aussie cruising only. Well, we're still waiting for you to come up on board and say, okay, you're free this time, you're free that time, let's get on and do it. So there you go. Don't put all the blame on me. Seriously. All right. Okay, so what else have we got happening? Helping Hands has been asking for a number of people who would like to put together group cruises, doesn't matter where they are around the world, put together a group cruise, and we'll try and get a recipient on board your ship. If you're interested in doing a group cruise, put a 2 to 5 minute video together. Just bring it up to us, and we will then let the board discuss it, and then we will give you the assistance to get your cruise running and get a recipient on board. Amy is saying the next 2 weeks are out for sure. Seriously? Are you serious? You can't do it within the next 2 weeks? Of course they can't. They're on a bloody cruise ship. That's why. Seriously? I don't know anybody out there anymore. Okay, so the good news is you're cruising on the Pacific Explorer. Now, what's your itinerary? Where's that ship going? And you're not taking any other family other than the kids, right? It's going to be just the 2 of you and the kids, or just the 4 of you, and you're doing, where's it going? I forgot. Following weekend, she has the Ultimate Ladies Day. Ooh. And who might be the Ultimate Ladies? Oh, is that from your work? Oh, or is it not? Oh, but anyway. So what's your cruise doing? I don't know what Pete's cruise is doing, but I'm asking you, what's yours? Oh, it's Melbourne to Melbourne. Melbourne to Melbourne, just the 4. Oh, it's doing cruise to nowhere. We do those kind of things down under. We just had all the ships come on in for the for the Melbourne Cup. That's right. They all came in for the Melbourne Cup, and we're sitting here for the race, which was a Tuesday, and there we go. Amy is saying it's a fundraiser for mum supporting families. Oh, that's cool. Amy helps with the event styling every year. Oh, that's exciting. Talk to me about it, Amy. I might have something that might be helpful. You could use it as a raffle. Talk to me about it off air. I've got an idea for you. All right. Well, it's coming into 50 minutes past the hour, 10 minutes before the hour. I don't have a lot more to say. I'm going to shut it down. Catch up with you guys another time. Denise is saying we can't do that here. I have to visit for a report. Yeah, I know. The thing with us, Denise, is Australia is just one big fat island, and there's not much else aside from New Zealand, which is like a 3-day cruise away. There's not much else around. The fact that the U.S. has got Alaska at the top and nothing Canada in between, it makes sense for you guys to stop off. But you do that because you've had some government issue with making money on a casino ship. That's why you can't do cruises to nowhere. But we can do that quite happily. Jonesy's saying, okay, see you, mate. Yep, got to go. Amy's got to get the kids to bed. Yep, so they've got to go. Jonesy is saying Tasmania. Yep. G'day, Sean. Have a great night. Yes, we will have a great night. And thank you very much, folks, for joining in. Take it easy. We will be back Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern for those of you in the States. That'll be 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon for those on our side of the pond. So we'll catch you later, and you guys have a great day. Take it easy and be kind to each other, folks.